We're headed to the Shawnee National Forest in Illinois to visit Giant City and Garden of the Gods. But first, we'll need a place to stay, so we're off to the KOA Journey in Benton, Illinois. Stick around and I'll tell you all about it. Hey folks, welcome to the Down the Road Travel Channel. My name is Will Van Winkle. We chose to stay at the Benton KOA Journey because it's located roughly 47 minutes from Giant City and about 2 hours or less than 2 hours from Garden of the Gods. It's a little further north than we needed, but as far as I could tell, not a bad location for the two recreation areas. As we were driving in, we found out that this is where they filmed the Bravo show Welcome to Crappie Lake with Luann and Sonia, and I have no idea what their last names are. My wife told me this as we were driving in, and we saw the sign on the Motel Benton. So that may be a selling point for you. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't watch the show, but apparently it's some kind of a big deal. So if you know what I'm talking about, go check out Benton. I don't know. Benton, Illinois. Now, this KOA is now open year-round. Our trip was at the end of March, so some things were just starting to open up. We didn't want to have any problems reserving a place to stay, and we didn't want to chance not being able to find a place to stay. So with this one being open all year, we knew we would pretty much be guaranteed a spot once we made our reservations. Cancellations are easier should the need arise as well. I think with KOA, the cancellation policies are pretty uniform, so we knew what to expect if we had to. It's a $10 cancellation fee if done 48 hours in advance for tents and RV sites. Another reason we chose the KOA is a rewards program, which saves 10% off daily fees. It has points that builds towards rewards for like discounts, a free night here and there. During certain promotional periods, you'll get that anyway. And looking at the statement, I feel I should point out here that I'm not sponsored by KOA or getting anything special from them. I mean, unless they want to sponsor me after doing this video, which I would welcome. So check out the website on that, and that is right there below you on the screen right now. Now, with many of these, they are individually owned and operated. Must meet certain criteria before becoming a KOA. The Benton location is about 1.5 miles off the freeway. So it says. I'm going to show you something in a minute. So it is also easy access. Many restaurants are close by, and they even have a snack shack on site that offers delivery. I did not see this while we were here, but we weren't really at the campground very much. 2 miles from Rend Lake, with activities offered ranging from fishing to boating, hunting, bird watching, and even beaches. Also nearby, a historic jail museum can be found, antique shops, artisan shops, and galleries, Major League Baseball, the state fairgrounds, and of course, as I mentioned earlier, Garden of the Gods and Giant City are both a very manageable drive away. Large sites offer room for rigs up to I think 98 feet. Sites have cable, 20, 30, and 50 amp service at most. As with most KOAs, there's free Wi-Fi, although I wouldn't expect too much from the camp Wi-Fi. We did end up right next to a Wi-Fi repeater, which meant our internet service was a lot better than most. But generally speaking, campground Wi-Fi, had bad experiences with it. You know, leaves a little to be desired, but here it wasn't too bad, and as I said, we were right next to a repeater, so it boosted the signal a little bit as well. They have laundry facilities, a camp store complete with s'mores fixins, and essential but easily forgotten items, and of course, souvenirs. Now, I also must mention at this point that we do have a brand new online store, and it's featuring t-shirts, stickers, water bottles, things like that, with pictures from some of the places that I've traveled. So if you were out someplace and you just forgot to get that souvenir, you couldn't find anything you like, check out our online store. There's the web page right there. There's a QR code right up here. Makes it easier to find. If you're not watching on your phone, just scan it with your phone. If you are watching on your phone, type that in. Check that out and buy something. Support the channel so that we can earn more money so we can do more travel, so I can make more videos, so we can earn more money, so we can travel more. So you see where this is going. A catch and release pond, a swimming pool, pavilion and meeting area, pet area, a horseshoe pitch, paddle boats for just $5 for an hour, a bathhouse for those not self-contained, or if you just need a little more room or hot water than an RV can provide. Don't forget the playground, basketball court, campfire rings, and I'll show you that in a minute, with the ability to purchase wood directly from the campground itself. If you don't have an RV, they also offer tent sites, and they have about 7 cabins to rent. We booked a pull-through site with water, electric, and cable. Now, here's where we're going to start talking about our actual experience. So hang on, this gets great. There is our RV. Here, this window here, and this window in the back, that's our bedroom. There's the freeway. And you can see the 18-wheeler rolling on down the highway. Now I'm going to switch microphones here in just a second and show you the difference between the sound, because I'm pretty sure the microphone I'm using has built-in noise reduction. So I'm going to show you what it actually sounds like. Hold on. This is a microphone with no filter, with no noise reduction. And this is what we heard all night long. Now my voice is probably not the best on this microphone. I'm going to show you one other thing. It's so close to the freeway that there's their sign advertising the campground right there. And the sounds that you're hearing now, we heard all night long. So if you're a light sleeper, it's probably not great. Now there are 2 sections to this park. There's one right across the street from here. That's where the lake is. There's another playground there. There's a playground on this side as well. There may be more stuff over there. We're going to check that out in just a minute. Right now, we're going to look around here and see what we can see. These are at every site. Your hookup pedestals are over here. This is not our site. But there's your water, cable, and there's an internet port as well. And there's your electric service. And this site is a little weird. It's right next to ours, and there doesn't appear to be a sewer hookup, so not all of them have full hookups. They all have grills. Picnic tables need of repair, but they're there for your use. We were close to a little stream. Try to get back in there and see if you can see that at all. It is not anything nice. There's cinder blocks and broken concrete throughout the entire thing. Could be cleaned up some and be a selling point for some people. Here's a better view of it. That's the creek. I think they were trying to build a dam to maybe make another little fishing area, but that broke or didn't work out. Flowers are starting to bloom. Overall look of part of the campground here. Now I'm going to walk down to their dog area, at least on this side, and then walk back around to show you all the playground. So I want to point out that this is Easter weekend. Today is actually Easter. This is how this park has looked all weekend. We got here on Friday. There's not been anybody here really. It's pretty empty, and I feel like there might be a reason. So over here, let me zoom in on that. That little rundown spot, fenced in at least. Obviously there's been some breakouts. That's the dog area. That's one of the dog runs anyway. Big sign says keep out of creek. I don't know why. I'm not going to attempt it. Pretty small. But I have a small dog, so if we would have brought him, it would have been plenty for him. But if you have a larger animal, that's not going to be a whole lot of exercise for them. And back off in the distance there, is one of the cabins. Tent camping over there. I don't want to get too close because I don't want to bother the campers. Another cabin over there by the trash can. Trash can is right out in the open. There's not even anything to cover it. There's another cabin right there. More of the creek. Here we go with the playground. Kind of a sad little playground if you're trying to use it as a selling point. Cornhole. And then obviously some permanent campers. They've been here for a while. Who knows how long. There's that Wi-Fi repeater. Someone stored a boat and a big old mound of gravel for when this crap washes away. And again, the sign and the freeway. So the campground was clearly designed for one-night stays. It's not made for long-term. Most of the people that have been next to us, we've had 2 people next to us. We got here on Friday. There was somebody already here. They left Saturday morning. They were only here for Friday. And then we had somebody here Saturday, and they left this morning around 5 a.m., making pretty much as much noise as they could. When you're hooking up that early and you've got safety chains and things like that, they make noise. So be mindful of your other campers, please. It's already pretty loud with the freeway right there. If you're rattling chains and throwing things around on the truck bed, you know, that's just disrespectful to the other campers. So this was definitely designed for short stays, at least this side. Haven't gone over to check out the camp store. Haven't gone over to check out the other side of the park, the campgrounds. And that looked a lot newer, a little bit more better repair. We'll go check that out in just a minute. Here is the pool. There's a pool cover. It's not a good pool cover.
Never seen one like that.
But it's a pool cover. Keeps the leaves out. Here are the bathhouses. You need a code to get in. We don't have the code with us, so we're not going in. Yeah. It's definitely nicer on this side. It's newer. There's the lake where you can rent the paddle boats. We need to go over and look at that. Another dog park over there. Another playground. Much better repair. Not much better, but better. Another bathhouse. Yeah, it just says restrooms. Lakefront cabins. Ooh, fancy. With porch swings.
Huh. One of them's broken, I think. That porch swing doesn't look
Let's go look at the lake. I don't like to get to the pond how close you have to get to the cabins. Paddle boats for $5 an hour. A dock that I would say use at your own risk.
I'll go on it. I'm not sure. I want to see if I can see any fishies.
Well, it's a catch and release fishing pond. There should be fish in there. So if you can't tell, it's much quieter on this side. So I don't know why they keep putting everybody over by the freeway. That's not everybody that's come in, they put over by the freeway.
Here's my thing.
So lakefront costs extra, birdhouse. But here's the fun thing about this. Now, even on the quieter side with the lakefront view and all that, it's not without its problems, because that right there, my friends, is a sewer treatment plant. This is a lakefront spot. Pull through. Looks like full hookup. There's a sewer cap. electric pedestal, water, swing, nice picnic table that is not falling apart, nice barbecue pit, nicer fire pit, benches on the lake, but no one's over here because they cost more. And you're right next to the sewer treatment plant. Now, overall, would I recommend this place? If you're a light sleeper, no. You're going to hate it. Even if your AC is running, you're still going to hear those trucks, and I don't know if this mic picks them up. As I said, this one has a noise reduction. The shotgun mic that I used a minute ago did not. So that gives you a clearer idea of what to expect sound-wise. If you're not a light sleeper, or your fan drowns us out enough, or your AC or whatever you're using drowns us out enough, it's fine if your destination isn't the campground. We typically choose campgrounds based on what we want to do, where we want to be. This was a fairly convenient location. We were able to drive up to Garden of the Gods. So it was about a 2-hour drive on Waze. When I actually got on the road, put it in, and started driving, it quickly changed from 2 hours to 1 hour and 9 minutes. So, very manageable drive. From there, it was like an hour and 10 minutes to Giant City, which was great. Watch those videos. So, it's a manageable distance from both parks. An hour from one, 47 minutes from the other. I think the day that I initially looked it up to decide whether or not this is going to be the campground, there was construction. Actually, I'm looking over here and I can still see the orange barrels, and that probably increased the time. While we were here, there wasn't any construction, so it was only about an hour drive. Well worth it, well worth the stay. We don't use the campground as our destination. In fact, yesterday was the longest we were here. Up in Garden of the Gods, a little high. Dana got a little bit of an altitude sickness. I got a little bit one, not quite as bad. She needed to come back to the RV, rest up. And then I ran over and got dinner and all that stuff. But the park itself, I wouldn't recommend if you're wanting this to be your destination. It's okay for overnight stays, and I only say okay. I say if we were giving it a rating out of 5 stars, I'd probably give this about a 2. Price was a big selling point. Location was a big selling point. Had we not fallen to some altitude sickness up in Garden of the Gods, again, it's not as high as the Ozarks or the Rockies or anything like that, but it was still higher than what we're used to. Coming from Houston, which is right at sea level, and living in Nashville, which is, relatively speaking, fairly flat compared to this. We probably would have checked out the jail museum and the lake and things like that. Just didn't have the time or the energy to do that after hiking 2 different parks. So we didn't make full use of it, but it also wasn't our destination. So I'd recommend it, but only if you don't stay at the park all day, every day. If you get out and you do stuff, or you're looking for an overnight. If you're looking for a long-term stay, this is not the place to be. Take that for what it's worth. If you like the original music that I've used in the background, you can find that on your favorite streaming app or right here on YouTube. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you down the road.
Let's hit the road.